Hello. It's been quite a while since I've done any kind of a life update or anything like that. And if you can't tell already, I am sick. Got some kind of pretty, I don't know, weird, it's a cold kind of deal. I've evaded thus far through the first part of, winter in not getting sick, and actually called in yesterday, took the day off work, slept most of the day. Um, and I think I'm going to film this and probably get ready to relax and go to bed again. Um, but I realize that there's several things I haven't talked about, and I would like to, because there's just been a lot going on personally and outside of the channel, and um, so yeah, we'll just kind of work from I don't know, the future, and work backwards, I guess, is the best way to do it. So I do have a surgery coming up for cataracts on, I think it's like March 2nd, so a month or so from today, something like that. The doctors haven't gotten back to me yet as to whether we're going to do one eye or both eyes. I think I'm going to give them another couple days here, and then I'll give a call and then see what I can figure out on that front. Um, Honestly, I'm nervous about it, but there's nothing I can really do other than prepare well. So, to me, I have so many other things, moving around and going on right now that that's kind of, I don't want to say the least of my worries. It's a big worry, but it's far ahead enough and out of my control enough that it kind of is what it is. So that's the eye surgery. I've been doing a very little bit of blindfold work around my job. I've been able to get around the building a little bit towards the end of the day, once or twice. Not as much as I would have liked, but I'm trying to keep it with me and work on it when I can, and when I feel like it's not disruptive to myself or other people. Um, so so there's that. Um, the other thing, I guess that's more recent, is that I did leave my second job with the Boys and Girls Club a couple weeks ago, and I miss the kids. I actually did put in a volunteer application. I still haven't heard back from, whether or not I'm able to do that. That was really hard, but that's something that, I don't know. I want to talk about it at some point, but right now it's just, it was not a pleasant situation. It was not things that were, a lot of things were beyond my control, and what I did have control over, I did my best to speak up for and advocate for the things that I felt like were needed. And I felt like not only was I not really listened to, but some of my kids were, disrespected in ways that they shouldn't have been. And put together with the state of the world right now, with all of the craziness, especially here in Minnesota, um, and seeing the direct effects of all of those things, and on top of me, working two jobs and doing my best to stay sane. It was too much. Yeah, again, I'll break more down later, but just adjusting to that. It's been good in that when I'm done with work, I'm done with work, because I only work one job now, and that has made room for other things, which I'll talk about in a minute. Um, so that's been tough. The other one that is, I don't want to say, too much, or go into too much detail, but my grandmother, my last grandparent, is in home hospice right now, and I've just been very grateful to be able to go and see her a few times and have good conversations with her. She was very much herself when I went this last weekend, and I just appreciate that, and the family that I have that has come together around her right now. Um, she's been a very influential person on me, especially as an adult, and in the time that I've spent here in Minnesota, and I love her very much. It is also, end of life is a reality. And I think, because I work around a lot of older folks as well, it's just one of those things where people's reactions when I tell them this is like a really intense sadness or sympathy. And it's like, I'm not ungrateful for that sentiment, but I want my grandma to be comfortable, and if that means letting go, that means letting go, and moving on to wherever we move on from. And so I know it's coming for her, and she's just an amazing person. Um, so there's that. Um, and kind of amongst all of these things, it's made me reflect a lot on where I am, between the family things, the eye surgery, um, and I want to announce this in a better way, but I am in the process of um, starting a business to be able to offer, in-person activities and trainings and talks and things like that about accessibility, lived experience, that sort of thing. And so I've been working on moving some pieces kind of behind the scenes to get things where they need to be. They are not there yet. And they will not be there for a little while. I was really gung-ho like last week about it, got a lot of things done, and then just hit a brick wall. Excuse me. So it's in the pipeline. I'm really excited to talk more about it. I'm also working on a new intro for this channel. And that's the last piece I wanted to talk about, was this space. I'm really struggling with the studio because I haven't been able to do like anything for quite a while, and I'm feeling like I've failed the channel a little bit, like not you guys necessarily, but more myself, and that I wanted things to be a certain way by this point in the year, and they're just not there, and they're not going to be there. And so what I'm working on right now is what can I do to do some of the things that I want to do. So as an example, actually behind me on the floor, down in that general direction, there is some sound panels. There's also some on the wall over that way, next to the wall, and I have a buddy of mine who's going to maybe help me put those up at some point. He's also dad, and he's in school, so he's been busy. So just we haven't been able to connect the dots on the schedule yet, but I think I would feel better getting those up, and then I want to put some of the other art back up on my walls that I wanted to have put up. And I wanted to paint. I wanted to do a lot of things in here with putting some wood panels up and putting some lights up in the ceiling, and like there's all these things. With everything going on and just where I'm at, I don't have that in me right now. And so I think what I need to do is kind of settle for, here's where I'm at, and this is what I'm realistically going to be able to do. Like right now with what I have, I want to get that all settled so that this is a comfortable space for me. And I'll give you a quick tour at the end of this video, and then if there's interest in more of the process, I have enough material to put some of a video together. I wanted it to be this really cool transformation, but again, this is not where I'm at. So with all that said, I'm going to flip the camera around, do a quick kind of tootle through the studio here, and end this crazy update thing. And the fact that I've gained subscribers over all of this, I really appreciate. There are nearing 400 of you. And that means a lot to me because I want to be able to do more things. And once the sound panels go up and I feel like I have a way to put more content out there, I will do that. I appreciate you all. If you're in Minnesota right now, I've tried to be really careful on how I talk about things because it's so divisive, and I'm tired. But please take care of those in your community that you feel may need extra support right now. Take care of your neighbors and your friends and your family and your loved ones. Hug the people that you don't get to hug enough. I don't know. I don't know what else to say other than that. So appreciate you. Take care of yourself and those around you, and we'll see you soon. All right, let's see the studio. Okay, this should almost go without saying, but this place is kind of a mess, just because I have things kind of everywhere. And again, I'm sorry about my voice. I'm not talking anymore after I do this take. So, like I said, sound panels are on the floor. and ready to go up at some point here. There's some on the wall as well. So I can already tell that like this little part of the room where they're all stacked doesn't echo as much as like this part of the room over here. You won't be able to hear a difference probably on camera, but I'm really looking forward to getting those put up. My desk is a train wreck. We have a microwave because I was gonna maybe like use this as a second space to like prepare, little snacks and stuff. I have some books and odds and ends on the desk. There's new windows in here. Those got put in in December. And then shout out to my friend Jesse for helping me put together this big old bookshelf. I have more stuff that I need to be able to put in here. And there was something I was just thinking about the other day that I wanted to find a home for, and I forgot that there's room at the top. Now I can't remember what in the world it was. Shoot. Well, when I think of it, some more stuff might be in here. I'll give you a real quick tour, but we have the baseball section, including the baseball I made, assigned baseball by Prince Fielder, baseball from the Northwoods League in Wisconsin. I think my Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez ball is also hiding in here somewhere. And then some of the hats that I have from either stadiums I've been to or baseball-related travel. I think the Negro Leagues Museum is up here. That's my grandpa's submarine hat, so that's cool. Not gonna give an exhaustive tour. That can be another video. I have a seahorse watering can, a mug I got from one of my kids a few years ago. As a paraprofessional, a little model of the steamboat Arabia from a museum I've talked about on the channel. So there's all sorts of things. I could do a whole video just on the things on this shelf, but I also have the hats from the MLB stadiums I have gone to. So those include Milwaukee, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Minnesota. I have a bobblehead here from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum in Milwaukee. I have a bobblehead of, I think I have a bobblehead of Hot Dog over here somewhere. It's one of the famous racing sausages of the Milwaukee Brewers. And then on the bottom, just a couple odds and ends, a Milwaukee Brewers cribbage board from my series I went to last year, and a Coconut Pirate Man. So that's the wildness of the bookshelf. More to come on that. The closet is the closet with the toolbox and some clothes and all sorts of odds and ends. What else? Oh, so this is actually a table from my grandma. And I went over to visit her probably a month ago, and she goes, well, you going to take my table? And I was like, what do you mean, Grandma? And she's like, you should take my table. And I didn't necessarily wish to, take her furniture, but she said that she wanted me to have it. So I have this very nice rounded table. I believe the frame itself is like a dark wood. And then the top is glass. And on the table currently, I have several plants, including a corn plant. It's a Dracaena. I don't remember which. Fragrance? Is that the corn plant? I don't remember. I also have a Dracaena Janet Craig that is very much dying, but I'm keeping it in the pot because there's two babies. I got a Dieffenbachia, which is a dumb cane. Don't let your pets eat those. But that is the guy in the white pot, kind of close to the edge. I also have my big jade tree and a snake plant. So lots of plants on the table because they're near the grow lights. What else? Another shelf full of stuff I'm not going to try to venture too close to because I don't want to die. There's cords and my water distiller and some things. But on that shelf there's a light, there is some little statues and odds and ends from my travels. Eventually I'll reorganize all of that. The Dracaena here is my big tree, and poor thing is riding out the last, hopefully, 6 weeks or so of the Minnesota winter until I can get it outside. It started off looking so strong, and then throughout the winter we usually go through a period of losing a bunch of leaves, and that has happened again this year.
but I'm hoping to get this guy out as early as I can, and by as early as I can, I mean probably April or May. It is what it is. Minnesota and plants aren't always friends. And then we're back to the window that we started at with the sound panels. So that's the studio. I also have my Govee lights. So there's the tree floor lamp, which I'm a huge fan of. I might do reviews on some of these lights separately. There's just a regular light bulb in a like $2 lamp I got from Target when I first, I don't know if that was when I moved here. I think it might have been. And then the torture chair? No. Floor lamp, or yeah, floor lamp. This one, I did a funny. So if you're looking at this and if you've ever seen other videos and you're like, why is it so short? I prefer it short because I like the kind of wicked looking effect that it puts on the wall. And you get more of that effect if the light is lower to the floor. And so I actually took out one of the posts. And so the lamp sits, I don't know, chest height or so for me, and then projects up the wall. So random tangent on that. And that's the studio as it stands. I want to paint, I want to put sound panels up. My wife has agreed at some point when she's feeling up to it, I believe, to make a very cool mural, probably over here. I don't know. There's so many what ifs and things I would like to do, but that's where we're at. All right. Like I said before, take care of each other, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.